Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see, we have an Evo 10 in the garage. This is Chris's Evo 10. I'll chuck his Instagram up on the screen as well if you want to give him a follow. But what we're going to do today is fitting some Flow Designs side skirt extensions, side splitters, not sure what you'd call them. But these guys here, so as you can see, he's got the Series 2 Evo 10 with the nicer side skirts. But still, adding this little extra will, I think, really flow, because he does have Flow Designs rear wing gurney flap. And he's got the vortex generator as well there, but he also has a genuine Rally Art front lip as well. So it's like the side skirts just could use a little bit something extra. So yeah, I've never fitted these before. I've got the Project Aero side skirt extensions on my car, but I didn't do a video on fitting them. Thought, why not? These are pretty simple. So what we're going to do is take the side skirt off, because I know you can do this without, maybe if you have a hoist, or if you really want to get under the car and start drilling holes, because yes, we are going to have to drill holes. We've got the holes here in the Flow Designs part, so that's obviously where we put the bolts in, but we need to drill those holes into the side skirts. So the easiest way is going to be remove, attach, reinstall. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, just quickly on the Flow Designs kit, obviously you get the 2 skirt extensions and you get your bag of hardware here. So once we get to this part, we'll show you how it all goes together. But to start, we need to take the side skirts off. So if you guys didn't know how that's done, basically we're going to pop the guard lining out here at the corner. We're also going to have, I think it's 10 screws underneath the side skirt. So you can do this with the car on the ground. You do not need to jack the car up, but you need a really stubby screwdriver like this. And if you see if I can show you guys under here, so I might have to just turn the light on. Okay, so yeah, you can see there's one of the screws here. So we'll just have 10 of these to get out all the way along, because they are attaching it, as well as there's clips on the inside of the side skirt as well. So once we get those out and pop the guard lining, we'll show you, but you basically just will be yanking the whole thing off. So yeah, to start off, I'm gonna get these guard liners out of the way, get those screws off, and then I'll show you actually removing the side skirt after that. All right guys, so a little bit of time has passed and we've done one side. So I thought we'd just do one side completely first off camera, so we know what we're doing. But yeah, so side skirt off obviously, and the Flow Designs is attached. So we're going to film the other side, which we haven't even removed the side skirt yet on the other side, but so we want to try and yeah, to sort of get an idea of how best to do it. So the other thing I forgot with the side skirts is these have never been off the car before, so there's actually double-sided tape all the way along as well. So you have the clips, you have this little corner bracket here, so when you grab from the back, you want to pop that off, you want to start yanking so that these clips all come out, because obviously you can see the spot where they go in, it's literally just a clip that holds them on. Obviously also once you undo these screws that were underneath first that I showed. But yeah, the thing I forgot, because the last few times I've removed side skirts that have been off before, is this double-sided tape. So it's really hard, kind of have to slowly pull or cut the tape, but yeah, just keep that in mind. If it's the first time taking your side skirts off to do something like this, it won't, like, because normally mine, I'll just undo those screws, I'll undo a bracket at the front of mine because they're different. These just have the screws and the clips. So you may do that and then go to start pulling the side skirt off, but it's just not going to be coming because it's held on by the tape. So just something to keep in mind. It's not anything bad, and it doesn't need the tape. So this will now, we're not going to re-tape this or anything. We're just going to keep that on for basically, like, you know, insulation, so it's not rattling. Okay, so now we are about to do the other side skirt removal. So first thing, like I already showed, the 10 screws underneath. Second, the 3 clips that hold this guard lining in, just because you need to get that out of the way, because there's like a lip here. Get this light on. That will just make it a lot harder for you to get it off. And so you can see even here, I don't know if you can, there is a little plastic rivet there where that screw goes through. So that's what you're getting off. So you can see now I'm able to move that down. So the side skirt's not being held on underneath. Now all it's being held on is by the clips and the tape. So if we start trying to pop the clips out, which is usually easiest from the back, to be honest. I've also got, this time, a knife so that I can cut the double-sided tape, because that's what's making it a lot harder. But so here, what you'll do is you've got this little tab, pop that out. And you can basically start trying to pop the clips off. Really hard with one hand. And not wanting to come. So yeah, kind of the first time they're really on there. So you don't need to open the doors, but sometimes opening the door will make it a little bit easier. And so like you can hear like that, one of those clips just popped out. So pop out there. There we go. So that clip, you can see right there, that just popped out. So it's basically that all the way along, but I've also got this double-sided tape. So as we start, which I'm going to put the camera down to get this finished because it's just too hard without having both hands to sort of wiggle. But we're going to have this double-sided tape along here. So once we start getting some of the clips popped out, I'm just going to slide the blade in and just sort of slice that tape, and then the whole thing will come off. So I might even pick the camera back up in a minute once we've got some of that done, but it is literally that easy. It's just awkward because of the tape. So yeah, there we go. That corner's done. So we can start working our way. So I'm going to put the camera down and I'll show you guys a little bit more in a sec. Okay guys, about halfway off with the side skirt. So one thing I did forget was you do also have these clips here. It's the same as what your front bumper and your rear bumper are held on in the corner. So you do have to get those off as well. And then the rest of the time it's just the little white clips, which, as you can see, we get most of them off. And then the tape. So I've been, like I said, here's a little knife just to cut into the tape to make it a little bit easier. But it's basically, once you've got it going, like that. There we go. And you sometimes will, like I have here, left one clip behind. You need to get that off. It has to go back on, like all these ones are. So you just get a trim removal tool and you don't want to damage it because you need these, and I've made the mistake of damaging some. So get the right tool to get that off. As you can see, super easy. And then it will just slide back on there like that. So if you don't use OEM clips for this, which is what I did on my car for a little while, it just won't sit and click in properly. So yeah, as you can see, that is now completely off. The only hard part, which was made a lot easier this time, was this double-sided tape, because I just sliced it as I went. But yeah, super easy. So now I'm going to bring this over and set up a little spot over here for where we're doing the drilling and measuring. And I think we're backwards, so I'll flip this over. The flow writing goes at the back. So basically then we just want to sit it on. We're going to actually measure it because we want it to sit the same on both sides. But basically what we did is we sort of lined it up and then we stood it up like this. So with standing up like this with one person holding it, measuring, getting into the right spot, then able to, so there's little holes here, get a marker, mark one at the top, one at the bottom, put it back on the ground, measure it, make sure we're happy, and then drill those first holes. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Worked pretty well last time. So we just did the 2 holes and then we bolted it in and then we did the rest. So yeah, going to do that now. Super easy though. Just main thing, you just want to be careful and obviously get it right. So you have a tiny little bit sticking out at the front. You want to keep it even for what's at the back. These are obviously not completely straight. They do bow out in the back corner there. So you just want to kind of get it right all the way along. And you do have that little bit, like I showed, adjustability. So you can move them slightly in or out. But yeah, that said, we're going to now mark our first holes, measure up, make sure we're happy with where it sits, and then easy as just bolting some, putting some bolts through and tightening them up. Both the front and the very back are now attached. So means we can just literally go ahead and drill. So Chris has just started drilling into the next slot. So obviously gonna aim for the middle. So you got that little bit of adjustability, and you also want to make sure all your screw hole, the screws for the side skirts are clear. So this one's the only one that's going to be close, but there's still enough room once it's back on the car to do that screw. So yeah, we can keep drilling now all the way along, put our bolts on and attach. So we'll get that done, and Chris, you can start drilling if you want, and yeah, good to go. So you can see going for the middle. Drills in super easy, and since we have the front and rear attached, we can just go ahead and drill them all now, because we know we're happy with where it's sitting. All right, as you can see, splitter is on, so all bolts tightened. Looks like we're missing a washer on one, but should be fine. So it's ready to go back on. So we've got all the clips transferred back on, like there was only the one that stuck to the car, but so pretty much I've done this so many times by myself. The side skirt going back on, it is so awkward. Luckily we've got two of us here today, but yeah, when you want to do it, you basically want to get the rear first, especially with these skirts, because you do have this little tab here. So you want to get the rear on by basically getting that on and the first clip in there, and then try and get the front, because you want to be very careful with the front that you don't want to damage this piece. So this needs to go into there, and then yeah, you can start just pressing, and all the clips should be lined up. When I usually put the front on, as I'm guiding this piece in, I also check that this clip is lined up. So once I have that in, I just start pressing and you're good to go. So I won't try and do this on film, but yeah, that's it. Goes back on, clips in, and then we put the screws back underneath, and then I'll show you guys the finished result. All right, job is done. Both side skirts are on. Figured we'll bring the car outside for you guys to get a good look at it. So we'll also can get a semi-cold start as well. So get Chris to start the car up now. All right, well, got the car outside and it is looking really nice. So really bad lighting, to be honest. If you guys can see. So they're very subtle. So we're sort of standing here a minute ago, sort of looking like, you get the angle, you can see the front lip, a bit of the tyre, a bit of the side splitter, a bit of the tyre, so it all flows really well. Definitely like a subtle, like I've noticed mine now is quite aggressive on my black Evo 10. The side splitter's coming out a lot further than what these are. I kind of think maybe I'm going to push mine in a touch more like this, because that's nice. It's not coming out so far that people are going to step on it getting in and out of the car, but you can still see it clearly and it looks super nice. So I'll come around the other side of the car. Yeah, a bit shadow will make it easier to show you guys, but so it's just a little bit there, tapers out, and the Flow Designs sticker at the back. So, because he's got the rear spats, the OEM spats as well. So just at the side, it kind of felt like he's saying it was just missing something. The front lip, the rear spats, just that side needed something. So yeah, that's looking really good. So yeah, stoked with that. It came out really nicely. Definitely good looking Evo 10. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and it was helpful. Just thought, haven't done a video on these before, and should be handy for someone who hasn't taken the side skirts off and done something like this. We were just talking about this. It took us a couple of hours. We were just sort of chatting and stuffing around. We weren't really rushing, but it takes a couple of hours, but it's super easy to do. So if you were to pay someone labor to do this, it would cost you quite a bit of money when really anyone could do this. Just you and a friend, you could do it by yourself, but I'd recommend just having 2 people would make this super easy. And yeah, just a couple of hours spent and it's done. So I think if you're buying these, chuck them on yourself, unless you really don't want to spend the time and you'd rather just pay someone, but it's quite an easy job and pretty satisfying. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. We do still have more Evo 10 videos coming, don't worry, even though we're selling the red Evo 10, still got my black one, and we've got plenty of friends with nice Evo 10s like this. So plenty more videos to come. If you're stressing about less Evo 10 content with one of the cars going, don't, because like you see, we've still got other cars to film. But yeah, with all that said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.